Today's question, the last question of the day, is going to be, what is the best lead management approach or technique? Leon, let's start with you. You're on a hot streak.
Best lead management technique.
Approach
That's
or
the
technique.
question?
Approach or technique. Best
Approach
lead management approach or technique. Yes.
I need some more clarity on that question.
Yeah, I don't understand the question.
Mutual
I can answer
venture. Go ahead. Whoever wants to take it, and maybe we can build on that.
Yeah, I'll answer it. So from my perspective, in terms of like lead management, I think I got this originally from Brent Daniels, but I look at it very simply, right? Like, again, I dropped out of college, so I do a pretty simple business. So if a lead comes in for us, it's a yes, maybe, or a no. A no is anybody who says, stop calling me, cusses me out, whatever. I'm on a do not call list. That's a no. We take them out of there. We're not dealing with those people anymore. Anybody who's a maybe is anybody, I might sell in 6 months. I'm waiting for my kids to get out of school. I got to talk to my wife. All those people go into a bucket of maybe. Anybody who's a yes is somebody interested in selling the next 30, 60, or 90 days. And so from there, anybody who's interested in selling the next 30, 60, or 90 days must always get an offer. And they should always go into whatever lead management system you're using as well, so that you can create a follow-up process for all of your maybes and all of your yeses. But that's how I would answer that question.
Okay. Anyone else want to kind of sign up, since we got a little bit of confusion on the question?
So I'm going to read the question a different way.
Sure.
But basically, like how to handle inbound lead, right? That's how I take that as best lead management. So if someone calls on your mailer, calls on a TV ad, PPC, whatever, we teach everyone to ask the same 4 questions, right? How did you hear about us? And I know that we know how they heard about us, right? But they don't know that. So like, how did you hear about us? Next question is, what about that ad caught your attention, right? And they might say it was a cash offer, quick close, stay as long as you want, whatever it is. And then, so the third question is, how does that apply to you? So now we're kind of figuring out, what is their pain? What is the situation? Why are they reaching out? And then the fourth question is, can I share with you how these calls normally go? Because if you don't start dictating how the call is going to go, calls can go all over the place. So the same 4 questions: how did you hear about us? What about that caught your eye? How does that apply to you? And can I share with you how these calls normally go? That's how we handle inbound calls.
Okay. Leon, any thoughts on it now?
Yeah, so I'm going to go a little bit different route, and it will relate back to our culture and systems and process just a few seconds ago. The biggest thing that I would say, these guys gave you great answers on, the techniques of going through that. I would just say this, is that all too often this position is overlooked. So if you're doing this on your own, and if you're looking at hiring someone in this role, in the lead manager role, I would simply say this: do not underestimate this position. This position in your organization is your director of first impressions. You have to make sure that you have the right personality in this seat, and someone that is a problem solver, that is a great listener. Do not underestimate this position, because I would argue it's one of the, if not the most important role on your team.
100% the most important role on your team. Leon just gave everybody a lot of game just now. Your lead manager is effectively your quarterback. They got to know everybody's route. They got to know the entire playbook. They got to know exactly where everybody's supposed to be on the field. And they've got to be able to get the ball in the hands of the people who make plays. So I honestly think, yes, a lead manager 110% is your most important role in your business.
Have we heard from RJ on this yet?
Don't need to.
We haven't.
No, I they're different questions, so I was trying to figure out my own question I was going to answer. I think to CJ's point, we're pretty similar. I just cut out the maybe. It's either yes or no, or it just stays in a no status until we get a yes or no. And then to Steve's point on the inbound lead, it's pretty similar. We're not necessarily asking them about where did you hear about us, because we are also doing a ton of outbound marketing where we're receiving return calls. So we already know that, and I want to make everything in Titanium as quick and efficient as possible. So we try to cut out a lot of the fluff there. And so we're just kind of going into, why are you looking to sell? What's your asking price, and just go into the sales process. And to Leon's point about having the lead manager there, being an extremely important part of your business, couldn't agree anymore. I mean, that's the first impression that you're going to give to the seller. So it's extremely important that they, like you said, listening, they're understanding their issues, and then they're putting the solution in place for them.
Okay. Now I know we were a little unclear on the question at first, but it looks like it formulated into some really, really good opinions and views. So I don't think we should grade each other off that one. It was a great question. We figured it out. So I'm going to throw you guys a
Team
I
curveball.
was gonna say maybe you give RJ a pity point.
Ouch. No pity points on my watch, all right?